BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor, take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Kollman Gerhardt, a former athlete and motivational coach. I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
In today's BTB short, I want to walk down a concept that I believe is incredibly important, something that I've been looking to tap into myself, and I hope it will impact you as the listener. And that's this idea around dreaming big and setting massive goals. Having this type of mindset can significantly impact your life and your path to success. And there's a lot of questions that I get asked around this concept. And I think it would be good for me to walk through some of those questions, give you my opinion, insight, and takeaways from what I've learned on my own journey, and allow all of us to understand that there's not a dream that's too big. To start out real simple, if you think small in your life, you're going to be able to do small things. If you think big in your life, you have the opportunity to do great things. Now, a lot of it comes with everything that we're going to walk through today, but I think it's important as a prerequisite of what kind of goals are you setting for yourself? Are you trying to 10x your life? Are you trying to take a situation with your job or with athletics or with whatever you're pursuing? Are you trying to scale that by 10 times? Or are you just trying to double it? And that's a question that I've asked and often asked myself. And that always comes with these questions that we're going to walk through today. And that first one is, how do I define success myself? And dreaming big allows us to envision a greater vision for our success. And it's far beyond conventional definitions. By thinking about massive goals, you're encouraged to define success in a way that aligns in the boldest aspirations and the highest potential. We as human beings are created to constantly evolve, to constantly adapt, to constantly grow and be nimble and be innovative. And sometimes I feel like when I am defining a successful path to a goal that is small in my life, that I'm actually limiting my output. I feel like a lot of the goals that I've set recently have been too conservative. And when you're going down that path of being conservative and playing safe, I don't want to be the guy that's in my 90s, hundreds, Lord willing, living past 100, that I'm sitting there and I feel like I've never lived my life. Being able to go after those audacious big goals, there might be some times where you come up short, but that sure as heck is a whole lot better of achieving 10, 20, 30% of that big goal than it is to set a really small goal and never achieve it. Another common question that I get is, what are the habits that successful people have in common to achieve them? And really, successful individuals that I've come across are going to be sharing habits that are setting audacious goals, relentless pursuit of their dreams, and consistently pushing their limits. They're doing that by having morning rituals. Are you waking up early and moving your body? Are you putting the right nutrition in your body? I'm a firm believer that whatever our input is going to be our output. So making sure that you're taking care of your physical health first. I cannot stress this to you enough. I see so many people in my life who are quote unquote successful that are burning out, that are unhealthy, that aren't able to take care of themselves because they're constantly chasing after something. But if you're able to establish your alignment with your health, your wellness, your mental fortitude, being able to work on your deep breathing, being able to work on writing down positive affirmations, writing down things that you're grateful for, having gratitude journal. I'm telling you, gratitude right now will crush most of the insecurities and hurdles that we put up inside of our own minds. And that leads to this third question. How can we set achievable goals that lead to success? So, again, it's this balancing act of I don't want the goal to be too big. I don't want the goal to be too small. I want the goal to be just right. And while setting achievable goals is essential, dreaming bigger inspires setting stretch goals. And that's the challenge that I have for you today is what are you doing to stretch? What are you doing to strive for greatness? Massive goals push you to expand your capabilities and achieve more than you ever thought would be possible. There have been so many times in my life where the greatest things that I have ever been able to do that everyone compliments me on, when I started thinking about setting those goals, I'll be completely honest, I was scared out of my mind. I was in fear of failing. I was in fear of screwing up. I was in fear of becoming a less version of myself or being put into a harder situation. And honestly, it's just all mind games. I get so frustrated sometimes because I come across a lot of people that think so small and they try so hard to set these goals that are just these little pitter patter steps up the hill of life. But life, I'm telling you right now, life doesn't slow down for anybody. It's going to absolutely hit you in the face. It's going to come at you at a million miles an hour. And are you equipped with big goals? Are you equipped with that alignment to be able to do things that you never thought you could do? So, what does this role of mindset have with achieving massive success? Again, as we dream big, it cultivates a growth mindset, encouraging us to believe in our ability to accomplish extraordinary feats. With a mindset geared towards massive goals, you're more likely to overcome obstacles and persist in the face of adversity. The times where you're absolutely licking your chops, when you're in sales and don't get that sale, or you miss your quota, or you're put on a probationary plan, whatever it may be, you have an opportunity in that moment to equip yourself with your alignment, with your big goals, and stare that adversity in the face and say, you know what? I'm going to go after this. I'm going to make these small, minute changes with my habits each and every day. And through being consistent with my habits and having a big goal and having the fortitude mentally to handle some of the adversity is going to allow me to have the success. And overcoming obstacles and setbacks is part of the journey. People need to understand that failure is part of it. If you fail, you're not someone that is never going to be able to achieve. You're not someone that's a screw up or have to sit the bench for the rest of your life. It's simply something to where you can learn from it. Failure is our best teacher. And being able to dream big instills resilience and determination, enabling you to view these obstacles and opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable barriers is important for you to do something massive in your life. So, what are some strategies for time management and productivity? I always get caught up on this one because I do know how to set big goals. I do believe I have good habits. But sometimes with my time, I feel like I can be more efficient and hone in and squeeze more out of my day that allows me to be optimal in the output and the results that I'm going for in my life. And being able to prioritize high impact activities and align them with audacious objectives. So the high impact activities are as follows if I had to lay out a day. Step one is get up early before everyone else does and get your body to move. I don't care if it's weights. I don't care if it's running. I don't care if it's yoga. I don't care if it's stretching. I don't care if it's going on a walk and listening to a podcast. Whatever it is, step one is move. Step two is fast. I firmly believe that a little bit of intermittent fasting allows your body to cleanse, detoxify, and to put you into alignment to go out and do extraordinary things. Step three is water consumption. Make sure that you're drinking at least for however many ounces you drink. That's typically per pound of body weight. So if I'm 215 pounds, I'm looking at 215 ounces of water a day. And through that, then when you go into your actual work activities, if you're employed, making sure that you're scheduling timely meetings. Sometimes meetings don't need to take an hour, they can take 15 minutes. If you're a student, make sure that you're timing how you're planning your classes, your homework, your test taking. Write down each and every aspect that you can to have some sort of plan. Does your plan have to be perfect? Absolutely not. But it needs to be something. And as you continue to develop this type of mindset, all we're trying to do at the end of the day, and I've said this multiple times, is we're just trying to get 1% better. If we're able to take all of these goals and ambitions, putting them into habit oriented efforts, and through those efforts, we see a 1% increase every day, what is success going to say to you at that point? If success was measuring your life and it was sitting back and watching you, there's nothing that you have to say. It can simply just see what you're doing each and every day, and it can tell you, hey, you're getting closer to success or you're getting further away from it. It's very, very simple. And sometimes I feel like we overcomplicate it. Next is how can we leverage network and relationships to achieve success? A lot of these aspects that we're going for, it's really hard to do them by yourselves. And being able to have a bucket of mentors, collaborators, and supporters who share the same vision as you is going to help you achieve those massive goals. Do things in community. I recently had a podcast that stemmed around addiction. And one of the most powerful things that came from that podcast was a lot of people think that the opposite of addiction is recovery. Where really what should be the opposite of addiction is community. If you have something that you've struggled with in the past, the best thing you can do is put yourself in community, put yourself around other people to go after a common goal. That goes for people who have had shortcomings in their life that's trying to clean up their life to people who are trying to have massive success. It's all relative. Let's do it in community rather than be in isolation. What are some of the practical ways to develop my skills and expertise? When you're trying to think about massive goals, you got to be able to necessitate continuous learning and skill development to equip yourself with the challenges ahead. If you're trying to hone in your craft for your prospective job, what are you doing to learn about the industry? What are you doing to separate yourself to be a expert in the industry that gives you value to where you're compensated for it? What are you doing to constantly learn, adapt, adjust, and evolve with your knowledge? I say this often. Knowledge is the new money. Get you some. That's one of the greatest quotes that's ever come from Eric Thomas. I highly suggest you checking him out because that is the truth. There's so many ways with our phones and our ability to ingest information on the fly. We are able to learn on a minute's notice. But what are you doing to constantly hone and to tap into that? Last couple here. How do we maintain a healthy work-life balance when we're going after these massive goals? Something that I definitely find a hard time with as a husband and a father, 3 children. But I'm telling you right now that every move that I make, it's my children, it's my wife, they're looking up to me. They are looking up to what I am accomplishing, what I'm doing to provide, what I'm doing to advocate for myself. All of these decisions that I'm making are something that are impressionable towards the people that I love. And what does that mean for your life? How are setting massive goals gonna change how people are encouraged and inspired around you? I think of life like a thermos. Are you someone that's walking around that's at an 85, 90-degree thermostat? Or are you walking around at a 40, 50-degree thermostat? It's all depending on how we're thinking. That's why if we're thinking too small, we're probably someone that's not very fun to hang around with, someone that's not very fun to be around. But if we're thinking big, if we're encouraging, if we're exciting, that's contagious. Keep looking at ways to tap into that. What is your thermostat as you're going after your goals? And as you have that support of the ecosystem around you, all of a sudden it's not about work life balance. It's just simply about alignment of people that support what you're doing. And last but not least, what is the most effective method for staying motivated and focused? I get this one a lot. And the truth is, your motivation sometimes can't come from you. Tapping into your faith, tapping into something that's greater than yourself, being able to lean into those moments to not try to carry all the burdens on your shoulder. We're human beings. Human beings are flawed. We make mistakes. We're far from perfect. But take some of that weight off by leaning into your faith. But also, too, is to never give up on yourself. We are so easy as a society to talk negative about ourselves, to go to the darkest of darks when it comes to how we think and having these limiting beliefs that sit in our minds all the time. But what if you flip the script? What if it's positive affirmations? What if it's writing down your gratitude and what you can do in your life, what you're thankful for? Sometimes it's not about doing more, having more. It's about optimizing and appreciating what you have. It's these types of questions, as we're able to peel back the onion layers and to look at what allows success to see us be on a path towards it. It's all measured by not necessarily what we're saying, but by how we're thinking about ourselves and how we're applying it with our alignment to go do things and achieve massive goals, to impact people's lives, to give back, to do extraordinary things. Why can't, as a collective society, we tap into that mindset than to tap into those smaller, minute goals that end up putting us into more of a complacency stage in life rather than a growth stage in life? Listen, if this BTB short impacted you, if setting big goals is something that's challenging or you're hitting it out of the park right now and you're looking for the best way to start, a friend, family member, or colleague who'd be impacted by this podcast, do me a favor, send them the episode. Tell them why it's resonated with you. As a BTB community, we can continue to set massive goals, chase after them each and every day with applicable action, with alignment, being a positive spirit, impacting our life, impacting people around us, and eventually impacting the world. I'm proud of each and every one of you. And until next time, take care.
You're told I'll be a harder temptation.